America. Okay, so here we are with Excel. So this will be Excel project 1. Okay, so this video is just going to give you a brief introduction to Excel. It's nowhere near enough to get you through Project G. You really have to look at Project 1A and 1B very carefully and do those to learn the features. So Excel, you might think Excel is all about numbers, and we'll show you a few things. If you don't like to do math, or if you do like to do math, Excel is your friend. Excel is a calculator that does all your math for you. So here we are in Excel. Here's a cell here. We can type some numbers. Let's type some other numbers here. Okay, so what Excel is really good for, it's a spreadsheet. And what spreadsheets do is they simply calculate formulas. When when we're in a cell, we can look over here at the name box and we can see the name of that cell. So we're in M8, cell M8. Okay, and this cell is cell K10. Why is it K10? Well, it's in row K. It's in column 10. Okay, let's go here. Now we're going to make a formula. Supposing we want to add these two numbers. We start a formula with equals. We click what we want. K10. Okay, so when you click it, it puts the name of the cell in the box there. If we want to add that to this other number, we get that. Type enter. Bam, we get the sum of those two numbers. 83 is 6 plus 77. Okay, so what happened? Where's our formula? Well, our formula is still there, and it's actively working. Look what happens if we take the 6 and we change it to 9. Boom, the total changes to 86. We can see the formulas by clicking Show Formulas. Okay, here we can see our formula is still there, whereas in this cell, these other cells just contain numbers. Okay, so this is what spreadsheets are known for, being able to recalculate things when you change numbers, evaluating the formulas automatically. So when you're doing the lab, and the book says, put in these numbers, and then in this other cell, construct a formula that adds them together. What I care about is the formulas. So if you accidentally type this number wrong, and let's say you typed an 8 there, let's say you typed a 9 there instead of an 8, okay, and so this number has a 6 in it instead of a 5, I don't care. I'm just going to look at that formula that's actually there and see if that's right. So if you make typos typing numbers, don't worry about it too much, just continue on. The important thing is to get the formulas right. Okay, so we can do all sorts of formulas that way. Check this out. We can. So there's ways to add numbers. There's some other ways to add numbers too. Let's say we have a bunch of numbers. That's not very interesting. One way you can add numbers is to choose some things in this box. Totals, sum. And bang, automatically it makes a formula in this box which adds these numbers together. Okay, what else can you do? Okay, so this is the coolest thing ever, sort of. Supposing you have a pattern here. No, let's make that 5. Okay. Okay. So of course you can select cells this way, but there's another thing you can do with cells. When they're selected, there's this thing called the fill handle. You can use the fill handle, and guess what Excel knows how to do? It knows how to predict simple patterns. It can calculate 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If we select that, you can use the fill handle to make a sequence of numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3. What else can it do? Let's see, what do you think? Does Excel know this? Yep, Excel knows days of the week. Now, I don't know if Excel knows other languages, but let's try it. Okay. So apparently apparently what we have here only does English, but we could probably change that with some language settings. So if it doesn't know the language, it does something smart. It doesn't know this, so it just repeats the same pattern. Let's try. So what do you think? Does it know months? Yep, apparently. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Okay, so what else can Excel do for us? Let's go down here a little bit. Okay, supposing we have a bunch of numbers. Okay. Supposing we want to add these together, right? Click this. Instead of doing it the other way, we can also use the auto sum. Let's go back to the home menu. Bang. It automatically puts a formula in there that adds those together. Nice, right? Look at this. You can do it this way too. Select that one. AutoSum automatically adds those numbers together. So there's a formula in here that adds these numbers together. Now look at this. There's a fill handle on that. What do you suppose that does? Remember, 7 plus 8 is 15. We can use this fill handle to drag back here. And this formula is automatically adjusted. So look at his. 5 plus 11 is 16. And if you look at the formula, what do you see? This formula is adapted so that it adds these two numbers together. So it's not just a copy. Oops. It's not just a copy of this formula, which is written to add these two numbers together. Okay, so that's basically just the basic introduction to Excel. There are a lot of other features. You have to look at Part A and Part B in order to understand. And believe me, I just did Part G in 20 minutes. After doing Part A and B, it's really simple that way. If you don't do Part A and Part B first, surprise, it's probably going to take you like 4 hours. Depends. You probably have to get some help. So that's basically it. Basic introduction to Excel, and see you in the line.